Hello everybody, hello. Scrapping with Grandpa. We got some stuff going on today. I went out and did one of my little pickups today. Oh, no, that's not it. Where is it? I'm gonna trade up this here. Yeah, somebody gave me this good one. Take it apart, Grandpa. I always start at the top. Fan just dropped out of it. Yes, sir. Look at that. This is going to be handy. One of the handiest tools you'll ever have is going to be a battery operated drill. Swear to God. And a socket set. Between them two, yeah, that's gonna be handy. First thing I do is go around this thing taking every screw out I see. And try to do it with all the same tool. Be nice. I see a screw, I take it out. Really, no matter where it is. Take them all out. I want to say hello to Big Country. Big Country does a lot of this. I also have a friend, his name is Roadhog. He does have a YouTube channel, and I like watching Roadhog. Roadhog's a really cool dude. Piece of aluminum, I'm gonna save that for sure. But like I said, every screw, if it's the same size, I might as well go and get them all out that I can see. Top and bottom. Once you get them all out, this whole thing will just peel apart and you'll have the whole inside to work with. Get them all. There's about 30 of them on this. About 30 of them. All around the top and all around the bottom. Good thing is once you get them out, and you hope you have them all out, the lid comes right off. Scrap metal. You got your plastic ring that you got to get out. Sometimes the wires will just pop right out of it. That's trash. Now you just took the top off. You took the screws, 4 screws out of your fan first. Now you got your fan motor. I have videos on taking these apart. It's very easy, very easy. Then you get that motor out of there. Good money, good money. I'll probably end up making a video on that one. Who knows? Just start taking things apart, cutting things off. You want to keep all these wires. This is good money right there. There's wires on there. You go ahead and cut them. You get good money for this wire right here. More than what you would expect. There's a little nugget down there. I don't mess with them, guys. I don't. Sorry, I know a lot of people do. Alright, this thing is ready to come apart. Very at the beginning, get apart. That's the good thing about these things. they're all sections. And they come off pretty good. I missed a screw. Got a screw down here. Get off of there. Boom, meow. Stack that metal. All right, see how easy that was? Literally, it's almost taken apart.
Daddy Wally cell.
Daddy Wally. Let me go, guys. I'll be back. Now that we got the outsides off, and for a matter of fact, I knew this thing was drained before I got it because it came from a residence, and it wasn't working. Hadn't been working for a while. The guy bought the house brand new or used. He bought it used, knowing that it didn't work. So I'm gonna get to turn. I'm gonna spin this thing around and tear this apart. Shouldn't take me but a few more minutes. The hardest part's gonna be down there at the bottom, getting them bolts out of that bottom, but then it might not be bad either. So yeah, let's turn this thing around and get this thing tore apart. I always take my Sawzall and I cut down these sides. I cut down there, I cut down there, and I cut down there. That gives me these going to be flat that way. It's not such a pain in the butt to stack them, because I stack them over there right now. So let's get to cutting this copper off and see what kind of goodness we can get out of it. Let's do it. What I wanted to do is get a little bit more organized, get my cord out here, get all my tools set up that I'm going to need, or possibly need. I'm going to start cutting this wire off here. We need to separate this from this, so I'll cut the main lines off here, pull them off, cut the main line off of that, pull it off, then this whole thing will come apart. But before I do that, I always cut down my edges. So let's get to work on this thing. This one in the back because it has this fin on this side. See, this side was flat. I cut them off, pull that off, but this side has that fin on it, so I'm gonna cut behind it. Now all the ones, most of them just fall out, and I'll pick them up off the floor when I'm finished. And then you got nothing but a piece of scrap. See if I can go ahead and get them last two out of there. And the reason why they didn't come out as easy as the other ones is because I got off of the back of that metal, as you can see. And sometimes when you do that, if you don't stay right tight to that metal, these things will either won't come out, or they're hard as heck to get out. So I just basically cut them right there and leave a little piece in there. But I get my copper out if I can get it. Donut, scrap metal. Before I go anywhere with that thing, cut it right down the side right here. One. All I got to do is knock off that end with the hammer. Another one. You can see how they can lay down a whole lot better that way. Instead of trying to just fold them and stuff, because they're still folding them. Takes up a lot of room. You cut them, you stack them in a nice flat pile. I love it. What we got left, guys? Looks like we ain't got nothing left but goodness. And copper everywhere. The best way to get these, I have a bigger pair than these in the shop. For these big ones, sometimes it's better to use that. All this small stuff, I just use these on, and it really does cut it real nice. I wanted to just turn it down a little bit there. You see what I'm doing. Cut them bad boys off. For me, as soon as I cut that bead right there off, that's a big chunk of number 1. Now I'll take them bolts out right there. The best way to do that is with one of these. Oh, let me see. That looks like a pretty good sized bolt right there. Only 9/16, maybe a ½ inch. Not quite as big as I thought it was going to be, to be honest with you. Let's go for ½ inch. Yes, sir, ½ inch. And if you have one of these, it's going to save you so much time. Getting down there with a ratchet or something like that. That's it, guys. That was what it took to get that apart, and that would be running my mouth. Got shred on the bottom. I'm going to take off these nuggets right here. Just a second. Set this aside right here. Things are heavy. I don't cut them open. Some people do. Got a couple of nuts right here we're going to take off. Always hope that they come off as good as the other ones did, but being they're on the ground, sometimes they don't. Oh yeah, that's a nice nugget. Look at that. Come on, baby. I see the rust. Oh. Yeah, see the rust. Sometimes it becomes hammer time for that if I can't find something that will grip it a little bit better, and I think this might. Oh, socket doesn't quite get as good as this will. There we go. Come on, baby. I know you want. Okay. Hammer time, guys. It's the only thing I didn't prepare myself with. So I'm going to take that off. I'll use a hammer to get it off. But yeah, you've seen it. That's all it takes to break down an air conditioning unit. And then you're going to end up with, let me unstick this thing. What you're going to end up with is that nugget. And all this copper that I just have to pick up off the bed of my fairly clean trailer and put it in a bucket. Save it. These are the donuts that came off the end, and you've seen how easy they come off if you leave it still standing up. If you take it out, it's a little bit harder. But there you go. Thanks for watching, everybody. Scrapping with Grandpa. Until the next time, do what you love and love what you do. I mean, for real. If you don't love it, don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't love her, don't do her. If you don't love him, don't do him. Whatever it is that you love, do it. You'll have a beautiful day. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. I love you. Thank you for stopping by. One thing I will do is take my parts and pieces that I get out of these and cut off my number 1. Even though it had oil in it, for me it's number 1. And my number 2. Just like this. That's going to be number 2. That's number 2. So if you want to, just get that thing as close as you can to it. Cut it off and make you a piece of number 1, even though it's short. and then cut that off. Same thing. That's going to be your only number 2 piece you're going to have in that piece, and same thing with these. And just throw that in there. Oops. Throw that in there like that. You got your number 1 and your number 2. And you can go right on down this whole pipe and do the same thing to maximize your profit. Now, I don't maximize my profit on everything I do, but copper, yeah, I try to maximize profit on copper and time. You always got to figure time in as you're maximizing, because when it comes to wire, I'll take that Romex right out of that thing. That one wire in the middle, and a nice piece of number 1. I'll take the wire that's in the Romex wire, I'll pull that first one out, then I have the other 2, I'll sell them for 80% as opposed to trying to get an extra 20% for stripping, because stripping takes some time when you're talking about Romex wire. You're going to spend hours standing in front of that stripper. So I don't strip much of the Romex wire anymore, although you've seen me make videos of me doing it. I don't do it anymore now because it takes so much time, and I have to figure my time is money, especially when I get as much scrap metal as I get. So yeah, I don't strip it. I just go with the 80% for it. I mean, I could even get a number 1 out of that if I wanted to, but I'm not quite that cheesy right now. Not quite that cheesy right now. See, this is going to be just a piece of scrap metal, so you can get all that copper off there that you can. That's a piece of scrap metal. Look at that right there. Scrap metal pile. Got some number 1 and some number 2 right here, and even though it's a little piece, I'm going to make 2 out of it. Sir. Something I do maximize as much as I can without going overly crazy, because you can. You really can. The only nugget I got out of that number 2 is right there. Number 1, scrap metal. Just like that. Just like that, guys. Scrap metal. These here I'll bring inside, micro scrap them, get my brass off the top. These nuggets here are all going to be number 2s for me. I could possibly turn that into number 1 if I wanted to, as number 1 I should say, but I'll probably turn it in just in my number 2 bucket. That's me, guys. That's my day. That is my day. Scrap one. I was going to call it a day. I think it's 3:30 anyways, and I wouldn't mind drinking a cup of coffee. I have 3 pairs of these, so they are so handy. These are the smallest ones I have. These are the smallest. My other big ones are big. Cutting that down is because in a U shape it takes up so much space, but in that shape it doesn't take up much space at all. Alright guys, I'm going to pick up my little bit of copper stuff that I have fell out here, and we'll call the rest of this trash. I think I'll go put myself a beer in the refrigerator or in the freezer and get it nice and cold, and enjoy a beer, and who knows what else. We'll scrap on Grandpa. But I think it's time to call it a day. I started this morning. I got up at 6 like I always do. Watched a few YouTube videos, of course. Alright, that's me, guys. That goes over there. That goes separated into my number 2. That's some number 1 and number 2. I got that tore apart the other day. Picked up a few things today. Matter of fact, a lot of stuff today. Check this out real quick. picked up all this today. All that Romex wire. Romex. And this is what I was talking about. I'll take that piece of Romex. I'll take that first piece of skint copper out of there from my number 1 Bear Bright. Them other 2 wires that are in there, I'm going to turn them in just like they are. And they give me 80% for them. For the extra 20%, stripping that wire, to me, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'll be happy with that because you've seen what I get for scrap. It comes just about every day. Somebody calls me to pick up something. That means I got to hook up my trailer, go pick it up, tear it down if I don't want to add it to my pile. And I'm really not trying to add to my pile. This is from that boat motor place. Look at all this stuff. Holy smoly. And that's along with, this is the second batch that I picked up along with this one. I don't know if I even showed you guys this one. This is the barrel that I stuffed with them parts that I got down there. So I skunked that a little bit. So what is that? That's definitely some copper. That's probably 3 pounds with the coating on it. Now this is the kind of copper that I will strip. Extension cords. I do not strip extension cords. All right, I guess that's gonna make me shut up and call it an end of this video. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by. Scrapping with Grandpa. I am out.